55 inspirational quotes by Warren Buffett. 1. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. 2. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. 3. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. 4. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. 5. Our favorite holding period is forever. 6. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. 7. It's better to be a slow but steady tortoise than a fast but inconsistent hare. 8. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. 9. You don't have to be a genius to invest well, but you do have to be able to control your emotions. 10. The best investment you can make is in your own abilities. Anything you can do to develop your own abilities or business is likely to be more productive. 11. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. 12. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. 13. Time is the friend of the wonderful business, the enemy of the mediocre. 14. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. 15. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. 16. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. 17. Rule number 1. Never lose money. Rule number 2. Never forget rule number 1. 18. The only way to get love is to be lovable. 19. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. 20. I try to buy stock in businesses that are so wonderful that an idiot can run them because sooner or later, one will. 21. The investor of today does not profit from yesterday's growth. 22. I do not believe in taking unnecessary risks, but a life without risk is not worth living. 23. Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. 24. The biggest investment you can make is in yourself. Taking care of your body, mind, and spirit will give you the best return on investment. 25. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. 26. Invest in what you know. 27. It's better to be approximately right than precisely wrong. 28. The business schools reward difficult complex behavior more than simple behavior, but simple behavior is more effective. 29. If you're not willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. 30. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. 31. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. 32. The only way to get love is to be lovable. It's very irritating if you have a lot of money. You'd like to think you could write a check, "I'll buy $1 million worth of love." But it doesn't work that way. The more you give love away, the more you get. 33. You can't make a good deal with a bad person. 34. Never invest in a business you cannot understand. 35. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. 36. If you're not thinking about owning a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. 37. The best thing I ever did was choose the right heroes. 38. It's not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. 39. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Whether we're talking about socks or stocks, I like buying quality merchandise when it is marked down. 40. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars. I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. 41. Opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. 42. You should invest in a business that even a fool can run because someday a fool will. 43. The best investment you can make is in your own abilities. 44. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. 45. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. 46. I buy expensive suits. They just look cheap on me. 47. I never attempt to make money on the stock market. I buy on the assumption that they could close the market the next day and not reopen it for 5 years. 48. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. 49. You know, if people are not screaming at you, you're not making a difference. 50. Never depend on a single income. Make investments to create a second source. 51. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. 52. The best thing I did was choose the right heroes. 53. I don't try to jump over 7-foot bars. I look for 1-foot bars that I can step over. 54. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Investing is not a game where the guy with the 160 IQ beats the guy with 130 IQ. 55. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%.